Here's everything you can do with Claude and Shopify in under 10 minutes. So the first thing you can do is using the new Claude design tool is actually creating theme sections on your website. So you can see I created this really nice homepage theme section. And what I did was when I went into Claude design tool, I asked it to create a Shopify section for the homepage similar to Groon's. And I said, use my brand guidelines for Bibiji and copy, or keep my style. And I pasted in, their website. I pasted in a screenshot of the section I wanted it to copy. And I mentioned that please provide an easy copy pastable liquid section. It then did that. I downloaded the actual liquid file and then I uploaded it to my theme, like within the edit part here. So, you edit code and then within sections, I uploaded the actual file. Let me show you this real quick. So you'll see it here. Yeah, so bbghero.liquid. This is the file that it gave me. I simply uploaded it here. And then within this, I then clicked plus, add section to template, and then I was able to find it. So the BBG Hero section. Next, if you have the Shopify AI Toolkit, you're able to ask Claude actual questions about your store reports. So you can see I'm asking using the Shopify AI Toolkit, what was the Shopify store revenue in the last 7 days? I'm going to specify also my Shopify store name. So store name is John's Nutrition. Let's go. And here you can see it's pulled the revenues the last 7 days. Revenue was £558. But you could ask it for other questions like, what are the top selling products? What are the top audience cohorts? All of this kind of stuff. Another thing you can do with Claude is then to actually make store amends on your website. Again, this is using Claude Code and the Shopify AI Toolkit. So if I was to go on my website and show you an actual page, so if we look at the homepage, I've got a banner here which says science-backed supplements for real results. I can simply change this copy using Claude Code. So let me write this down. So change the homepage copy from to true results as an example. And now it says it's made the change, so let's double check it. So I'm going to go back into the website. I'm going to go on the homepage, refresh this, and it's going to write down science-backed supplements for true results. So this has now changed it. The next thing you can do is to ask it for audience insights and like for it to digest customer reviews and all this kind of stuff. So I've brought it here called adaptogen complex. And what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to ask Claude to provide me some insights into what my customers are saying is good about it. So let me go into my Claude Code again. So digest So you see I've now asked it digest audience insights from the reviews of my product adaptogen complex, summarize the key benefits they're getting from it. And you can see it's now it's pulling in all of the key benefits from all the different reviews. So better sleep, mood balance, sustained energy, etc., etc. Right, so that's really, really useful. And also, once you've got these insights, what I'd recommend you do is you ask Claude to actually create a note using this. So create a note using this information and store it in my Obsidian database. So I have another video on how to link up Obsidian with Claude, but essentially I'm using Obsidian for all of my notes and everything like that. So for an example like this, where I found some unique, product insights, I can ask Claude to then create a note within my Obsidian database for me to then refer to later. You see it's now actually created this. So let me show you. So here is the note. You see it's just like provided all of this stuff. So the top customer benefits, etc. Right, yeah. The next thing you can do is you can ask Claude to actually create product page copy, landing page copy, homepage copy, etc. And it can do it very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to use these insights. So using the insights from the file that we created, which is all those customer insights and what they really like with it, and combining with the product page copy that already exists on the adaptogen complex page, draft a new product page description that is SEO friendly, compliant, and for me to review. And here we're doing two great things, right? So we're building on the existing customer research of what is actually like, the key selling points that people are buying it for. We're combining it now with the existing product page copy that we've had for several years. We're also asking it for doing things like making sure that the copy is SEO friendly, but then also compliant with, regulations and everything like that. And here you can see it is now drafting the product page description for us. So, it's got, all of the different elements there. It's even drafting in the, meta descriptions and, the SEO title and all of these parts. Another thing you can use Claude Code for is to do bulk product description updates, particularly useful for, making sure that everything is SEO friendly. So as an example, let me just write this command now. So go through all my active products, look at the SEO titles and meta descriptions, and draft some optimizations to these to ensure they are SEO friendly. And you can see it's now pulled in, multiple different items, and it's found actually issues, across the different products. So it's found like, duplicate meta descriptions, etc. Right? So here are the draft of the actual optimizations that it suggested. And again, like, I could either copy paste these in, or I could ask it to directly apply these to the meta descriptions, within my Shopify, directly from Claude. So let's do that. So push the title and description updates across all products live. And now again, it's going to ask me for some permissions to actually edit product page descriptions. So I'm going to click update. It's going to go back. It's going to ask me again for some more authentications. Succeeded. Back again. And now it's updated all 15 active products with no user errors. New SEO titles and unique meta descriptions are now fully active. And as a means of double checking this, I'm going into a product now, so my magnesium supplement, and you can see Magnesium Restore is now multi-form magnesium Lifetropics with a new meta description to there as well. Another thing you can do is mass price updates. So update all of my products so they are 10% off their standard price. And then this will update everything. So let's do this as well. And again, this is a bulk change that would normally take a bit of time. And you see it's asked me for some clarification. Do I want a store-wide automatic discount? So a actual discount code that people that would actually just be applied directly at the checkout. So after doing this, you could delete the discount and roll it back. Or are we going to overwrite every variance price and do the actual compare it price? So you're going to see the comparison, right? Like £10 versus like the £15 or whatever, right? For the purposes of this video, I want to show you the bulk price edit. So let's do option B. So option B, but exclude, so don't change any bundles. And what it did is it's actually saved the snapshot of my current pricing to my Obsidian Vault just for safekeeping, so that I do know how to roll it back should I want to roll it back afterwards. So you can see it's now updated all 13 active non-bundle products. So it's got the original pricing and now the new 10% off pricing, and you can just visit in an actual product now. So here's my berberine product, and you can see actually the price has been reduced to $17.96 from the compare at price, so the actual original price of $19.95. So that's now going to reflect obviously like on the actual storefront itself, as you can see here, $17.95 instead of $19.95, right? So it's a successful edit as well. And that's it. That's everything you can do with Claude and Shopify. You can do bulk product edits, you can edit theme, you can add sections, you can edit individual pages, products, all that kind of stuff. Hope this was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe. I'll be doing more Claude practical tutorials for operators, entrepreneurs, and business people alike.